How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SoFi and we're going to be talking about Polestar. We've been noticing that Polestar has been pulling back. I've been getting a lot of questions about it. And as far as for SoFi, it is seeing a lot of momentum. I've been talking about it for quite some time. I showed you guys levels on the chart and it is going on a strong uptrend. And as far as for Polestar, I pointed out those key levels and where it needs to get above, but it is struggling, but we'll talk about that more. We will also go over the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for these stocks. And if you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we also have timestamps down below in the description. And we'll also do a final recap at the end as well. So let's get into it right now. So we're going to take a look at the chart for Polestar. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $9.45, being down 0.74%. On the low, it tested $9.34, and then on the high, testing $9.70. So when we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 2.062 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 2.605 million shares. So we had just below the average volume on the day, and we also seen a pullback in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 30-minute chart, here's what I want to bring to your attention and why things are not looking the greatest for Polestar at the moment. If you guys remember, I marked this level right here at $9.53. This was an area where we have shown previous support. Now we have actually broken below that, and it looks like it is now turning into resistance. We ended up seeing a high of $9.70, so going into tomorrow, if we continue to fail under this level, especially since we did close at 9.45, we could have Polestar having a pullback to where it could test $9. I know the low of the day was at $9.34, but it does give it some room to get down to $9, so you want to add that to your homework. And if it gets down to $9 and breaks below it, that's where we could see it start testing $8.60 like it did in the beginning of July. If we want to see a bullish move to the upside and a turnaround into play, like I said, the high was at $9.70, but I'd like to see a move to the 200-day EMA at $9.83, and then seeing, upon holding this particular area, then that move going to $10 and then seeing what it could do from there. But for the most part, definitely do keep an eye on this play going into tomorrow. But if it has resistance or if it's unable to get past the high of the day, that's where I'm saying the stock could show further weakness. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Polestar. Scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. When we take a look at the recent filings we have here for the 19th, we have Commonwealth Equity Services LLC that purchased 10,463 shares, and we have TCI Wealth Advisors Inc. that purchased 100 shares. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 54.72%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is at 611,525 shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 7,000, updated 24 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 133.84%. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 18th, it is at 51.48, and then for the close of the 19th, being at 54.72. So it has gone up a bit, and then when we take a look at all the information that we have listed, it's pretty clear that Polestar does have short squeeze potential. So we're going to take a look at the chart for SoFi. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $6.97, being up 5.29%. On the low, it tested $6.66, and then on the high, testing $7.08. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 24.612 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 22.292 million shares. So we had above average volume on the day, and we've seen some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 30-minute chart, if you guys remember what I said in my previous video, I said it was crucial for SoFi to break above 676, and that's exactly what we got today, being able to see a high of $7.08. If you don't remember the level that I talked about that comes next after we pass past $7, it is at $7.47. But a great day from SoFi nonetheless. As far as for support, it being at $6.66, if we have a pullback, of course we want to see a higher low. So since we closed at $6.97, if we could hold support around $6.70, that would not be bad whatsoever, and it could still get SoFi ready for that next move up. If it decides to actually break the pattern of having a higher low, then as long as we are able to stay above 650, things will continue to look good for SoFi. As far as for weakness is concerned, unless we have price action of where we break below $6, that's where I'd start being a bit concerned. But we also can't forget the fact that it is on a strong uptrend since July the 5th, where it was trading at $5.17, and as you can see, it got to as high as $7.08. So this is why when we go through these charts and I show you that these stocks are on an uptrend and to pay attention to these key levels, it could be very beneficial. Let's move on. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SoFi. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings we have here for the 20th, we have a closed position from REITs Capital Advisors LLC, and then for July the 19th, we have GPS Wealth Strategies Group LLC that purchased 470 shares. We see some more closed positions from 3 institutions and funds, and we also have Good Life Advisors LLC that purchased 12,880 shares. And the rest we have already covered. Again, Connective Portfolio Management LLC went big with that 50,000 shares. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 39.51%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 3.9 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 10 million, updated 27 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 1.87%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 18th, it is at 32.20, and then for the close of the 19th, being at 39.51. So it has gone up a bit, and then taking a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 17.85%, SoFi does have short squeeze potential. So to give you guys my final recap for Polestar and as well as for SoFi, let's start off with Polestar. So it is definitely looking bearish at the moment. It has been forming lower lows for the past 4 trading days. And so far from what I am seeing, support is now becoming resistance. And this is not good. We ended up seeing a high at $9.70. And if you remember, we were bouncing off support right around $9.53. So the fact that we have resistance around this area is not a good sign, and I'm not surprised why we tested a low at $9.34. If it continues to have some weakness and it's staying within that zone, then we could have a possible test going down to $9, and it wouldn't be surprising. Like I said, the chart is looking very bearish. And if you want to see a turnaround, then of course, make sure you guys are checking out the chart portion of the video, but you need momentum above $9. I talked about those levels that you want to look out for. We also have to take into consideration examining the entire EV sector. If we see some more momentum coming in and Polestar is not moving alongside with it, this is very concerning. It just shows that there's not a lot of demand in the market overall. And as far as for SoFi, it ended up having a very strong day, getting to the psychological area right at $7. But you guys know the key level that we want to see SoFi getting to is around $7.47. They also did announce that they have earnings on August the 2nd. So I know many investors are going to be excited about that, and I want to know what those results are going to be as well. Since they did put this reverse split on the table, it's going to be very important that they end up actually doing a good job in regards to their operation and showing strong guidance and seeing, you know what, we're seeing some growth within the company since it is a growth stock. And with the current environments that we are in, it's going to be very important for them to show more progression. Another point that I want to bring out in regards to the stock price, we want SoFi to hold $7. We want $7 to be an area of support for the play. If it is able to do this, that's why I could say going into earnings, we could probably see it trading at around $8. So that's why keeping an eye and also doing your homework if you're going to be trading off of this play. And if you remember the levels that I talk about in my videos, you should be able to find a lot of opportunities and making sure that you're following the trend, aka the market direction. We know if the market is strong, especially tech, SoFi is going to run alongside with it. Also keeping an eye on other fintech plays can be helpful because you want to see how it's matching up or how it's performing alongside with their peers as well. So let's see how the market performs going into tomorrow. I do see some more volatility. We have been running up quite a bit. So now we want to see if that's actually going to continue, or are we going to end up having a healthy pullback. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.